Hello everyone, welcome to Knits by Vira. I am Vira and today we're going to talk about my knitting plans for 2024. I already filmed a couple of videos where I showed you everything I knitted during 2023, and as a reminder, that was my first year of knitting. So I learned a lot during that year, not only how to knit, but also I learned what I like to wear, which styles, which patterns I enjoy to knit. And with all of that knowledge, I planned my 2024 year of knitting. I'm going to tell you right away, it's going to be a lot of textures, a lot of intricate designs and involved knitting, because what I learned during my first year of knitting, that I don't really enjoy working on the just plain stockinette sweaters. I tried a couple of times, mostly as my first knitted sweaters. It was alright, but it's not something I'm looking for, because I really like following their charts, either for color work or cables or lace. So, and that's what I'm looking for in the next year. Well, current year. It's still hard to switch from 2023 to the 2024 year for me. So I divided all of the patterns that I'm going to show to you today into 6 different categories. So first category is color work, second textures, third cardigans, fourth summer knitting, fifth category, it's the sweaters that I want to knit for my husband, so men's sweaters. And sixth category, it's a miscellaneous, so there's going to be like a mix of everything. Some patterns that didn't end up in one of the categories I listed above, or it also going to be the yarns that I want to try and the techniques I still didn't have a chance to learn. But before we jump into the patterns, I want to share with you what I'm wearing. So today I have this beautiful sweater that was actually my first color work that I ever did, and it's actually I stole this sweater for my husband, so I made it for him. The name of the pattern is Chunky Marius sweater. It's the pattern from Miscellaneous Garn. Here I will just move a bit up. It's a round yoke, and the pattern is the color work is only like here across the chest, shoulders and the back. So I think it's really nice pattern for the beginner, for the first color work project, because it was made on the chunky needles, or not chunky needles, the big size of needles and the chunky yarn. I think I used 6mm needles or something like that, pretty big. Also for this pattern I used Miscellaneous Garn Borsted Alpaca, held together with Miscellaneous Garn Cos for both main color and contrast color. And this sweater is a nice segue to my first category, color work, and my first sweater in that category. And basically it's the same sweater, so I want to knit the same sweater for myself, just in a different colors. And I'll show you the booklet that I've got from Miscellaneous Garn. I bought it together with the yarn. So if you don't know, the Miscellaneous Garn doesn't sell their booklets separately. You need to order them from their website together with the amount of yarn for at least one sweater from the booklet. And that's exactly what I did when I ordered this booklet and this yarn for this sweater. And now I want to knit one for myself. This one I really like the color choices here, like a cream and red as an accent. I also like the inverted color, so red as a main color and cream as an accent color. I think I'm leaning towards this one more, mostly because right now I'm knitting on the red sweater. You can see it right here, and I think I'm done with the red for now. I don't need a lot of red sweaters, but cream sweaters are always welcome, and you can't really have a lot of them. Especially this one, it looks very festive. I want to knit it closer to Christmas for me. Yeah, it's really lovely pattern. It's very easy and fast knit because, like I already mentioned, it's knitted on the bigger needle, so bigger gauge, so it goes fast, it goes by so fast. So that's first pattern that I want to knit, and the name of the pattern is the same, Chunky Marius, but for women. There are also patterns for like a kids, so this one for red one, and there is also this one. It's also very lovely color combination, which I also really like. But for me this sweater is like, it's winter, it's Christmas season, and I want to have it specifically for that reason in this nice Christmassy festive colors. So the second pattern which I want to knit, it's a pattern from this book, which I bought myself recently. It's a book from Marianne Isager, and the name of the book is A Knitting Life Out into the World. And by the way, if you want me to do a review of the book, let me know, I will gladly do so, because the book is amazing. Anyway, the pattern that I want to make from this book, it's the sweater actually on the cover, so this one. When they just started to announce the book and they released a couple of posts on Instagram, I fell in love with this sweater immediately, because it's something that I want to have for myself. It looks a bit like vintage style, like that sweater, at least, especially in these like darker colors. Let me find a bigger picture. I really like it. It just, yep, here. So here is the details on the sleeves, and the same but bigger image. Really nice. I also like the light version of the sweater, but I'm drawn more towards the darker version. And I also don't have any like dark sweaters right now. All of my sweaters which I knitted are like lighter. So I need to have something dark also. Another sweater that I really like also is this one. The name is Alpaca. Also really beautiful sweater. I also like the color choices and this nice color work motif with alpacas. They're so cute. So it's actually growing on me more and more. So I'm not sure which one I prefer. I think this one is still a bit higher on my list. But alpaca sweater is also up there. So, and that's another one, like a bonus, a bonus pattern that I want to knit from this book. But other than those two, there are a lot more really nice patterns. I just think those two are my priorities right now. Really nice book, can recommend it to everyone who likes color work, because there is a lot of color work knitting in here. But like I said, if you want a bit more in-depth review, let me know, I'll do it. So the third sweater that I want to do, which I'm probably not going to, because this is a bit crazy, and I am still a new beginner knitter, so I don't know what I'm thinking, like picking this sweater and choosing to put it on my wish list, or yeah, I'm not even calling it a plan list, I'm calling it a wish list, because that's all of the knits that I would like to knit and have this year, but it's not possible. I understand it's not realistic to have to finish so many knits, and especially when all of them, like mostly all of them, 90% of them are not stockinette, and they are really involving like really texture heavy or color work heavy sweaters. So the next one is exactly like that. It's the Twigs sweater from Junko Okamoto. It's amazing color work, all over color work sweater with the, I think it's a round yoke. The scariest part of this sweater is not the color work itself. I like color work, I like I already said, keeping track, like following the charts, so that's fine. The scariest part is that it knitted on 2.75 millimeter needles. The whole sweater, that's crazy. I knit with these needles socks for myself. And to think about knitting a sweater on 2.75 millimeter needles, that's a bit delusional, I think, for me. But I just wanted to share this sweater. It's amazing. It's really really nice looking sweater. And one more thing about the sweater. So I found it not directly from Junko Okamoto account on Ravelry. I found it because I've seen an image on Instagram. And then I tried to find this person on Ravelry, and I did, and I just fell in love with the photos that she took and the colors that she chose for her sweater, her version of that sweater. And she's my knitted journals on Ravelry, at least. I don't remember her Instagram handle, but on Ravelry she's my knitted journals. And she knitted this twig sweater in this like beautiful grayish, beige color as a main color, and then some contrast colors like the browns and the darker I think it's black, but everything looks so cohesive, very nice, very like cozy. It gives me a vibes of like a wooden cabin somewhere in the forest during winter, and you have this nice sweater on you and just enjoying your life. So that's my goal. If I will knit the sweater ever, I will probably just steal those color combinations and like, without a shame, because it's amazing. It's so beautiful. And the last sweater, which involves color working, it's the Holy sweater by Knitting for Olive. I think you all know this sweater because especially this year, I think it was really popular. I've seen it, a couple of YouTubers were knitting this sweater, and I've seen the sweater before. It just never caught my eye so much, but I changed my mind this year. Right now I have two similar sweaters on my wish list. So it's the Chunky Marius sweater and this Holy sweater. They are different, of course, but the idea is the same. So it's like a cream sweater with some Christmassy color work on it. I'm not sure if I will be able to finish both of them, but I really would like to do so. So we'll see. But it's for the end of the year because I don't need any Christmas sweaters right now. But next autumn, winter, we will talk about them again and see if I still want them, or maybe I changed my mind and want something else. So, and with that sweater we finished the category of color work, and now we're jumping into the textured knits category. And the first sweater in that category, it's actually I think the easiest of them all. It's the sweater number 15 by My Favorite Things Knitwear, and I'm already working on this sweater. So if you've seen my latest video, the podcast, I showed you my progress on it. I'm not going to go into details with the sweater right now. I'm just going to tell you that I'm knitting it in this bright red color. I think the actual name of the color is dark red, and it looks really nice. I'm also participating with this sweater in the Cal hosted on Discord channel of the Woolly Worker. So hopefully I will finish it in time. I think the deadline is somewhere in February, so, and I'm halfway there, so I'm pretty sure I will be able to finish it in time. I liked the pattern of this sweater for a long time and wanted to knit it for like a year probably, since I've seen this sweater for the first time. It's very easy knit. So you have cables every 10th row, so it's not like so involved, so I still can think about stuff when I'm knitting it, but it still has this level of involvement which I enjoy. And for that I'm quickly mention that I'm using Sandnes Garn Sunday held together with Sandnes Garn Thin Silk Mohair. Okay, so that was the first sweater, which is already in motion. So the second sweater is Eurus sweater by Egio yeah, I think that's Egyo or maybe Egyo knitwear. It that pattern is gorgeous. So when I've seen it for the first time, I knew that I need to make it. It was just I was holding back myself a bit because I knew that it's I did not have enough skills at that time when I've seen this pattern. I think I do now, and this is the. If I will knit this sweater, it's going to be my most impressive sweater I've ever knitted or so far, because it has all over cables, and it's not one type of cables like in sweater number 15 what I have here. It's absolutely different cables, and you need to follow a chart constantly because some cables you need to twist every other row, some cables every 5th row, 10th row. I don't remember exactly, but there are so many cables, different cables that you need to follow. So I think it's a pattern made for me because I really enjoy that. And the most impressive part of the sweater, which stands out for me from all other beautiful cable sweaters, is the construction. It's knitted horizontally, so all of the cables come not like a usual way vertically. They all coming horizontally. So you start knitting with the one of the sleeves, and you go across the body, across the chest, and you finish with the second sleeve. And then I think you knit maybe like front and back, and then sew it together. I'm not 100% sure on that, but yeah, I'm 100% sure that you knit horizontally, and all of the cables lay like this way. It's so amazing, so interesting construction. I've never seen anything like that, not in the stores or in other knitting patterns. And my last sweater in this category, it's Jenny sweater by Petit Knit. I don't think that I am going to cast on this sweater this year, but I still wanted to have it on my wish list because I still really want to have this sweater. I've seen this sweater in real life, and it impressed me so much. I think it looks way better in real life than on photos, although on the photos it also looks amazing. I heard a lot of warnings about this sweater, that it's like really involved knitting. It's really really hard pattern motif to knit. I don't know about that. I think idea of this sweater, Jenny sweater, is the same as the sweater number 15. So you have all over texture, the same repeats of the texture. I think if you learn it like once, you need maybe like a couple of rows to figure out and get used to the flow. I don't think it's going to be so hard. So I don't know why people say that, but we'll see. If I will knit this sweater, I will report back and tell you if I think it's so hard to knit. But I'm right now, because of all of those stories, I'm a bit afraid of this pattern. I don't know why. But it's gorgeous. I don't know which color I want to use, but maybe something fun or something very simple, maybe gray. We'll see. So the third category that I have is cardigans. Here I have only two, but they're also so complicated and all over cabled cardigans. So last year I knitted myself only one cardigan. It was also a cabled cardigan, and I really like it. I enjoyed wearing it during autumn, so I want to add a bit more for the springtime. And the first one is also from Egyo Knits, from the same designer who knitted Euro sweater, and it's Haraboji, I don't know, cardigan. It's made exactly the same way as the sweater, so you also start from one sleeve, go across the body, and end up with a second sleeve. So when I've seen that she's releasing this cardigan together with Rauma Garn in collaboration, I knew that I also need to have it because I just like this construction. It's so unique, and I'm all for unique sweaters. This cardigan I know I want to do in this cream color, same color as the model wears on the sample knit, because I have, like I said, one cabled cardigan and it's like a darker brown color. Now I want to have light one, and then maybe the next one that I'm going to talk to you about now is probably going to be some fun color, and it is old-fashioned cardigan from Dorumi Design. I think it's a Korean pattern designer, and I've seen this cardigan first on Instagram on my explore page, and I really liked it. It's basically what name tells you. It's old-fashioned cardigan, like Aran cardigan. It has this like cute little pocket. It's so cute. And I've seen this cardigan in a whole bunch of different colors, and I really enjoyed like those pastel colors people use for this cardigan. So I'm thinking maybe I can also do something like that, although I'm not really like a pastel color person, so I'm still thinking. I drawn to the photos on Instagram, but maybe my style is a bit different from that, but we'll see about that later on. But that's another cardigan that I really want to have for myself this year. So now we will move on to a summer knits category, and here I also have two patterns. I've knitted one summer top for me last year, and I wore it quite a lot, so I know that I'm going to wear these patterns also. The first one is twist loop top from Other Loops, and that was the pattern that I wanted to knit last year. I just didn't have time for that because I spent so much time working on my first camisole, number 8 I think, from My Favorite Things knitwear. I was just learning, still learning at that time. But I was choosing between that camisole from My Favorite Things knitwear and this Other Loop sweater, which one I want to knit first. I decided to go with the camisole, but now I still want to make the Other Loops sweater, or top, not sweater, for this summer. The second one is the Audrey top by Petite Knit. I think that's the first simple stockinette pattern that I have on my list so far. There will be like a couple more, but not much. And I don't know, I didn't like the Audrey top when it just came out. I thought it's too simple, it's nothing exciting, nothing interesting. I have similar like store-bought tops, not knitted but the same kind of construction. But then people started knitting it, and I've seen a couple of YouTubers who knitted this top, and I really liked how it looked on them. So now I have it on my list. We'll see if I will end up knitting it. I think I will, because it's so easy. It's like so small and easy stockinette pattern, so it probably will just go by so fast. So I need to knit it, and then we'll see if I like to wear it or not. We are done with the summer knits, and now let's move on to the sweaters that I want to knit for my husband, or men's knitwear category. The first one is okay, the name is hard. Number 7, Guernsey, a sweater from Miscellaneous Garn also. And it's made in tweed recycled, and they released a special booklet, and right now I'm waiting for the yarn and the booklet to arrive. So I already ordered the yarn, so that's on my plans for sure. It's already in my Ravelry queue, so that's 100% sure will happen. So my husband wants to have something thinner, because everything I knitted him so far, well, I knitted him 2 sweaters. It's this one, which is like pretty chunky, and my first ever sweater that I knitted for him was also chunky, because I was just learning. I didn't want to knit anything like small gauge. So now he asks for something thinner, and this one is I think a worsted weight, but I don't know, it doesn't feel like it's worsted. I think it feels more like a DK. Because the tweed recycled is the thread is thinner than Sandnesgarn Pergund, and Pergund is not worsted as far as I remember. I'm still learning all of those like yarn weights, so I might be wrong here. Let me know if I am, but I hope it's going to be pretty thin and he will enjoy it. It has also all over texture. It actually reminds me of an Ingrid sweater, just a bit different patterns, different textures, but it also divided in sections. And I showed him an Ingrid sweater and this one, and he picked this one. And I don't mind, I also like it. It looks very nice, and I want to try to work with the tweed recycled from Sandnesgarn, so can't wait for the yarn to arrive. The second sweater that I want to knit him, it's a Korsham sweater man from Tonya Hodne. It's a beautiful all over texture sweater again. It's made in the basket weave pattern, and there is also a female version of that, and I also really like it, but for now I think I have like enough plans for me, so I want to maybe make him this sweater probably somewhere around like autumn. He liked this design also, and it's beautiful, like raglan, no, not raglan, drop shoulder sweater with this all over basket weave pattern. Really nice, really beautiful pattern. So that was all of the sweaters, 2 sweaters that I want to knit for my husband. Now let's move on to the final category, miscellaneous. And here I have 3 patterns and also 2 other things. Let's start with the patterns. So the first thing, it's Lonely Leftover West by Wool and Beyond. Since I started knitting, I started to gather more and more like scraps and like some odd balls of yarn, which I don't know what to do, and maybe I will film at some point all of the scrap projects, scrap yarn patterns that I found, which I liked and would like to have for myself. But this Leftover West is the one that I like the most. I really like everything what Wool and Beyond does, and all of her patterns are beautiful. I just didn't have time to knit on them, and a lot of them are stockinette. I already told you how I feel about stockinette right now. This one is, I think it's a garter stitch all over, so it's kind of a, I don't know, also really simple, not involved knitting, but I just like the look of it, and like I said, I have some oddballs that I need to use somewhere. I don't have any ideas for that. I don't like to keep a big yarn stash. I don't like where when my yarn leftover stash is growing, it stresses me out. I want to get rid of it, and the best way to get rid of it is to knit something from it. So I think this one is on my list for all of my scrap yarns. So you will probably see me casting this on pretty soon, because I already have an idea for the yarn which I want to use. So the second pattern in this miscellaneous category, it's a cumulus blouse by Petit Knit. It doesn't fit to any other categories because it's plain stockinette, simple knit. It's not cables, it's not color work, it's just double stranded mohair top, which I also, the same as Audrey top, I was not in love when I've seen the Petit Knit wearing it. It was nice, it's nothing, but it wasn't anything like exciting for me that I wanted to have in my wardrobe. But then I was the same as Audrey top. I've seen a lot of YouTubers knitted this cumulus top and blouse, not top, blouse, and I really enjoyed how it looked on them. So that's why I added it on my list, and maybe this spring I will knit it for myself also. I actually really enjoy this blue color that Petit Knit wears, so maybe also in like some blue pastel color. And the last pattern is also by Petite Knit. As you can see, there is not a lot of Petite Knit patterns on my list, so hopefully you will enjoy that during the year, because I find all of her patterns beautiful, but all of them, or not all of them, but most of them are just stockinette, and I'm trying to find something more exciting for me. So the last one is, it's not actually a garment, it is a honey clutch, and she also have, I think, honey purse or something like that. So I like that whole set and I want to have it for myself. I don't know why, I don't have a reason, I just like how it looks. I think it's so cute, it's so nice when you, especially you're traveling, you can put all of your like a makeup or I don't know, needles in it, and just I think I will enjoy just using it, holding it in my hands. And for this clutch, I already have some yarn in mind. So a long time ago, when I just started knitting, I bought myself a lot of balls of Drops saffron yarn. It's a cotton yarn. I don't know why I bought it. No, yeah, I can't answer this question myself. I just did. I had also different colors, but I crocheted something out of them, and I didn't enjoy wearing cotton, especially like this one. I don't know, I didn't try any other cottons, but this one, Drops Saffron, I didn't enjoy wearing so much because it loses its shape and it's not springing back after wash. So now they are just these 8 balls of Drops Saffron in the color 64, if you're interested, just sitting in my stash. And like I said, it stresses me out that I have a yarn and I'm not doing anything with it. So I decided that I will do this clutch out of it. So because it's not garment, if it stretches a bit, it's not going to be a problem for me because it's a clutch, so it's not going to hold its shape like so much anyway, and it's not like so important for it to hold its shape as is like sweater, for example. And I also bought the Drops Kid Silk mohair because you need to hold like 2 strands together in this I think 01 or just 1 color. So yeah, I'm going to have this beigey off-white clutch, and since I already have a yarn, I will probably cast it very soon. And I chose the cheapest mohair that I have available to me, so because I'm also not wearing it against my skin, so it's not going to irritate me. And for the clutch, I think it's perfect. And now I have 2 more things that I want to try next year. So the first one is brioche technique. I didn't try it last year, and people also like tell a scary story about brioche. So I want to see for myself how bad it is. I don't have any patterns yet for that. I know that Wool and Beyond has a scarf pattern, sidekick scarf made with brioche, so maybe I will start with a scarf, so something like small to try it out. Don't really want to have any like garment in this pattern or in this brioche technique specifically. So yeah, but I want to try brioche, and I also really want to try the Nora yarns. Especially those like gray with like colorful speckles. I know that there is like a lot of them, different weights of the yarn, different compositions, so I don't know which one. I just like the look of this sweater made like a gray sweater with a lot of colorful speckles in it. Also don't know which pattern I would like to do with the Nora yarn, but if I will get my hands on the Nora yarn, then I will decide. And it's probably going to be something like simple, because I don't think Nora yarn needs to have any like addition to it. I think it needs to have like its own space and shine for itself. So I don't think it needs any cables or any color work additionally to make it interesting. It's already quite interesting enough. And that's it. that was all of my knitting plans, wish lists for 2024. It's all very like fluid, so I'm not locking myself in with those patterns. If I feel like doing a plain stockinette sweater, I will. Right now I'm not feeling it, so that's why you've seen a lot of like color work and textures. Hopefully, well, ideally I would finish all of them. I know it's not going to happen. It's not realistic to have so many knits in 1 year, but we'll see. I hope it's going to be an interesting year, an interesting journey for me as the second year knitter. Hope you will follow along, and if you want to, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment which patterns maybe you already knitted for yourself, which ones you like from my list, or maybe just leave me a comment what you're planning to work on this year. Also, don't forget to like a video, and we'll see you in the next video. So thank you so much. See you. Bye bye.